Hello everybody, I'm back. Listen, I have 6 videos to film in the next however long it takes. I know that's a lot, but okay. This is story time. Growing up, Tiff. Birth to 2000. Okay, let's see. This is part 1. I was born February 3rd, 1983 in Sterling, Illinois. I grew up in Erie, Illinois. I've lived in the same house my whole life. And I was a pretty happy kid. And up until my parents split up when I was about 5 or 6. And my dad was actually living in Chicago, which is only about 2 hours from here, the Windy City, you know. I got to go in to the city with him a lot, about every weekend until about 2000, I don't know, the early 2000s. When I was, 1990, I started going to elementary school here, and there's only an elementary school, middle school, and high school here. But when I was in 1st grade, we ended up going, my sister wanted to go to Roycemore, which is in, it's in Evanston, which is by Chicago. And so my mom took me out of school to put me in a special needs school called Cove School, and we spent a year there until she graduated in 1992, and then we came back here. I ended up going to another school called East Moline Christian because I couldn't stand the teacher that was there for 1st grade. This was 93, so it was obviously a long time ago. I don't remember either of those schools, but I came back here for middle school in the mid-90s. If you hear me say that in a cute voice, that means I'm talking to my cat. I don't really remember summer middle school very much. But, there was a lot of interesting events during middle school. There was, first there was the Monica Lewinsky thing, which started in 95 and went up to 98, of course, in 99 and 2000, and there was the O-Day trial, of course. There was, Oklahoma City and Columbine. Columbine was probably the first school shooting that everybody remembers. And here we are 20 years later, and let's see, there's been so many since then. Sandy Hook and Connecticut and Sandy Hook and Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, which is Maury's still on today. There's Baywatch, and of course Friends was on. I didn't have time to watch probably until 2000 or so, but it was happy times. Oh, and plus, I got to go fly on an airplane by myself when I was 10 to 13 because my dad moved to California. And he was there during the 1994 earthquake, but thankfully it was okay. And I actually remember what it looked like there, not the earthquake, but some of LA. I remember the place he lived in. Well, back then, see, The Lion King had come out, and the movie, of course, and this was 94, I think it was before the earthquake, because then he moved back here to Chicago after that, and somehow there was a cable car that went downwards. It was kind of like the San Francisco and the road. It makes you think of Princess Diaries, the movie when it came out in 2001, and that's what it was there. And I had Lion King stickers up on the wall. I guess they began the obsession with these pictures. I mean, I didn't put these up till 2006 or something. I'll still do that today. But when I moved back to the city, it was a couple of different places. There was Eugenie Terrace, which is in Lincoln Park, Chicago. There's the Chicago one, which you lived in from like 2000. What was before that? I can't remember. When I was staying at our favorite hotel in the city a few months ago, I pointed out to some people, I'm like, my dad lived in that building right over there. And I took a picture on Facebook and put it on Facebook, and I'm no longer doing that, of course. And then there was this other place that he lived in from 2000 to lived there for a few years. And then I found out that he was stealing my money, basically. Which is not cool in all big case. I poke kitties all with my fingers, and she looks at it. And then she rubs her under her head, and then she wakes up and stares at me for blinky eyes for a minute, because she's a silly girl sometimes. And finally the guys stop banging, and I'm sitting here in a house with no TV reception because it's, I don't know, my mom pulled the plug on DirecTV and MediaCom last weekend, and somebody here was not happy about that one. And I remember the last place he lived in, because it was right after, not right after, it was like months after September 11th happened, and I was staying there, and there was this band called Steps, and they broke up on Boxing Day of 2001, and I was, of course, online looking up them, and then I found that they had broken up so much their official website, and sure enough, it was true. And then, you know, the few crazy things that happened after September 11th. There's another plane crash, and anthrax, and Afghanistan, the war in Afghanistan had begun. You know, it's a different video. I should just do them all together in one video. So then I can turn my calendar to June and all that same stuff. Back to 2000, you know, there was, most of 2000 was fun. There was like until the 2000 election happened, and then you got the recount. And thanks to good old Al Gore, and not to mention Florida. Florida. That's the part everybody remembers. Seriously, it was like, this craziness never gonna end. Just thankfully George Bush won after multiple weeks of all that craziness, and then he didn't have much time to move into the White House, and then by January of 2001, of course, he was elected, and he and Laura and the twins moved into the White House, and I don't remember. I remember a few things because of George W. Bush's book, you know. It was happy times. They had their dogs. Everybody remembers the Barney cam. It came out like not long after September 11th happened, and we needed that badly. I mean, he was a cute little dog going through the White House, going off the White House. Isn't that a mosquito here? Look, I need to. And anyway. It was 2001 on, and then it was 2001. I mean, it was like, there really wasn't much besides crazy stuff like the shark attacks and stuff. And, oh, they're back, video dubs. We're I'm gonna end this video for now and just pick up from (2001). Actually, I did a video basically on September 11th, and I'm trying to decide if I should just. Everybody knows what happened. Okay, September 11th happened and led us into crazy countries and natural disasters and shootings and a bunch of other crazy stuff, even beer kicks. And then, just talking about my life, you know. I was a happy teenager. I mean, my sister had my oldest niece, who's now going to be going to college in a couple of months, and the younger niece came around in 2004. My nephew came around in 2009, and just everything was family-wise until I found out that we're going to North Carolina to take care of my sister, and at the time I was like, sorry. Yeah, we're in North Carolina for supposedly going to be 2 weeks, ended up being 8 months, and then my sister's health was not doing well, and by April of 2011 she had passed away, and we ended up taking care of the kids there till June and bringing them back here until taking care of them here for another year, and then they moved to Florida, and they've been there since then. And I just went to both the girls' graduations, and like I said, the oldest one's going to college in a couple of months, and that's pretty awesome. And of course, somebody from here forgot her niece's present, and it just mailed it today. Hopefully, sorry, my voice is creaky. That's pretty much all I can say, actually. I have 4 story times left. I did the other 2 on 1 part instead of 2 parts. Just growing up me. In case anybody's wondering, yes, I do actually. When this stuff grows out, I end up taking scissors to it and cutting off the long strands. Also my bangs too, when I get And that's basically me growing up over the years. I don't remember everything again. It was a long time ago. I'll see everybody in my next video. Hopefully the banging has stopped, so it's enough time for me to slip in and finish off these story times. The next one is, pretty much did that one already. I'm gonna do family and friends, and then travels and me, both parts. I'm gonna try to do a video every day in the month, but it's been hard with appointments, traveling, and I couldn't find my calendar for a while, so and exciting stuff. Eating your cakes. My cat's sleeping. And I'll see everybody in the next video, which is, like I said, family and friends. And then travels and moi. I'll see everybody soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please check out the rest of my videos.